That's banging. Welcome to Lima, founded in 1535 by Spanish conqueror Francisco Pizarro. We've got not a history lesson, a little food and drink to one of the best places to get some unbelievable seafood. It's deemed the food capital of the entirety of South America, one of the best places in the world, specifically for the main man in the middle, the old ceviche. Let's get a little close up and get a little run through. We've gone for the longestine casa. Again, I'll overlay it now. We're in El Mule, lovely little local spots, come heavily recommended from a good friend of mine from primary school, Mr. Bobby Lowe. It looks sensational. We've got the prawn cocktail, Shady's number favourite, and the ceviche, which is meant to be the old star of the show. What to try first is the question. Didn't learn from my mistakes on the last ones. I always think, oh, you should cut a piece off first. Forgot to do that, but we're in full flow. The introduction's gone well. Let's get straight into it. You're looking at about £6 for the big fella here. The ceviche was about £8 for the fish and the octopus number, and about £6 as well for the thing near Right, let's give this a little try. Prawn cocktail. This is Shady on Christmas Day. I'm expecting sensational amounts of sauce, good amount of prawn in there, and just to let you know, this fella has unfortunately had to go for the meal. Whoa. Whoa. Really meaty. I've never had a prawn like that big and that thick. Really strong flavours, absolutely banging. Good amount of sauce, but not absolutely swimming in it. We started well. Let's go on to the ceviche. Em's had a little taste of this, and I hear the sauce is a little bit potent. The lady, I think, was asking us how much lemon and chili you want in the mix as well. A little bit of the octopus. Whoa. It's light, it's fresh. If we're on MasterChef, they'd be talking about flavour combinations. It's so fresh, it's unbelievable. When Em was saying about the sauce and like the chili, I thought it was about to blow my head off. Not at all. Super fruity with that, and a little bit of the old sweet potato. That, one of the best things I've tried this year. That is unbelievable, and I should have done this before. We're gonna have to get, so this is mash with layers of Scott, so you get different things in there. We went for the longestine. You can get different fishes in there, but we didn't have a clue what the lady was asking us, so we just went for the one, played it safe, and there's a little layer of avocado in as well. I think, ooh. Really nice, but you need to like mashed potato, because all I can taste is mashed potato. A little bit of crunch, a little bit of texture to it. It's good. A little more close up on the food. Specifically the ceviche. This is good if you like mash. Again, I'll put the name on the screen for the ceviche with the octopus, the nice fresh flavours with the lemon and the lime, top drawer, and of course the prawn cocktail. I'm going to finish it off. We're in El Mule. I'm not too sure. We're going to give it a little taste test. This is their own IPA. We're in Barrabanco. Not the best IPA I've ever had. A bit more of a double IPA, very, very strong on the flavours, extremely hoppy, but I'll tell you what, first drink of the day, plays serious ball, 6 out of 10 for the beer, 7 out of 10 for the prawn cocktail, but a straight 10 out of 10 for the ceviche. We'll be taking you on an unbelievable little journey. Any questions, as always, bang it in the comments, hit the subscribe button, let's get cooking. Not today, let's get eating. Straight back in, baby. That's banging. You can't go on a food and drink tour without getting some beer waris in the system. Invictus Taproom, lovely little setup inside. They've got a dog flying about the place, just to let you know where the bar is. Anywhere where they have the beers on a chalkboard, you already know it's going to be minimum 7 out of 10, but we're going to see what the beers are saying. Em has gone for another Vino Blanco. It is looking incredibly sweet, and for those who followed the channel for a little while, you know the king is always on the pale, dry rosé. So that's probably not going to hit the spot, but little close-up, please. Got a few notes behind here. We've gone for the Juicy Comet Hazy IPA, 6% to start with. The IPA is usually a little session number, usually a fan favourite of G-Dubs. That's so good. We have started pretty well. I went for the stout because I knew this would be my favourite. We're going to save this to the end. I've got blue stuff all over my fingers, what is written on the back. The Illusion IPA up second. See what this Scott's saying on the tin. not as fizzy, a little bit fruitier. For me, I'm always going to be on the hazy. Kind of a mad little setup in here. You've got the beers flowing, they've got a little art exhibition on the side. So if you do want to get in there, get the old Crayola pens out, you can do. I said to the guy behind the bar, what is your favourite beer? And he said the double IPA. There's a lot of this down the list. It's a nice little 9%er, so obviously that's going to be setting us a little bit lively very shortly. You know what, normally on a double IPA, I usually think it just hits you so strong, the taste in the mouth, but that does play serious ball. Let's finish it off. The chocolate coffee porter. It's always G-Dub's fan favourite. It is Brujo Coffee Stout, 8.5%. Just had a little smell. Sun beating down, the king behind the camera, chocolate coffee IPA, not IPA, stout in the system, top drawer. Em doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna get her on the little taste test. And which one do you want to do?
The wine.
No, come on. Go on, which one? You got to just try one. You've got the hazy, you've got the IPA, the double IPA, or the stout.
Which one did you say was fruity?
I think you probably prefer one of these two.
I'll go for this one.
Yeah. So you got the hazy. I want some, what flavours are we getting in there?
It reminds me of, what's the beer in London? It's got all the colourful...
Oh, Beavertown.
Beavertown. I don't like it. Never have, never will.
Wine bar next?
Yes. And even this. I do like my dry. This is not looking too dry. I might as well give this one a go. Got a whole head full of it. Nope. Not hitting the spot. You know by the colour, it's just got that...
Look at the size.
It's got that vinegary look about it, and that is exactly what it tastes like.
Not a fan of the tap room?
No. Always the way, these tap rooms, all about the beers, never about the wines. Why does Gareth take me here?
Next stop on the Magical Mystery Tour, we're going to have to talk straight to the mic. We've got a few tunes playing in the background, a little bit of the old heavy metal. Me and Em thought we were on a beer tour, a wine tour, a food tour, and we've ended up on an art tour. We're trying to go into like bars, little places, nice little outside courtyard areas. All of a sudden, the beers aren't flowing and it's shut for art exhibitions. The things you hate to see, but we're in Red Cerveza Badabanco, and we've got another little tasting paddle. Em, close up, please. We're going to start on this side. Number 4, we have the Red Cerveza Mosaic New England IPA, a little 7.4%, usually a fan favourite. Ooh, that 8 out of 10. Powerful start. Very similar to something you get like Track or something like Cloudwater. This is usually G-Dubs' favourite. You already know. We're on the number 5, Red Cerveza Coffee and Cake Imperial Stout. Usually a chocolate and coffee number, but a little bit of cake. Wow. Smooth, silly flavours in that. I tell you what, that's the best beer we've had so far today. Next one on the list. This is a little bit of a spicy number. We're on the Lassie IPA. IPA milkshake, 2 of my favourite things in the scene, along with the King. However, milkshake and IPA sounds interesting, doesn't it? For me, they should be kept separate. That's an interesting bit of kit. And the final one, number 12, we've got the a collab with somewhere else. I'll overlay it on the screen now. Again, another New England IPA. Hopefully sort me out after that Lassie. It literally, you know what? The Lassie milkshake one, as much as I don't like it, it is exactly what it says on the tin. If you want a coffee beer, if you want a little something beer, that is a Lassie beer. For those who like Lassie, you'll probably be quite partial to that. Exactly what it says on the tin, banging, and Em has gone for. She's asked me to try this. What is it, Em? She's gone for a Kilcano Pisco mixed with ginger, something, and lemon. And the fact she's asked me to try it, I imagine it's quite potent, but we'll give it a little... Actually, anyone gets an iced coffee, that's what you got to do to remind everyone else you've got one. I tasted that before I put it in my mouth. Jesus Christ, it's got tequila in it. Okay. So if you want to absolutely fire up off your nut, all the beers are like 7 to 10, 12%. That, tequila. Things you'd love to see. Few tunes, good beers. The cake stout, for me, straight 10 out of 10, banging. Don't get the lassie, the IPAs play ball. The king is behind the camera and she's already requested a cocktail bar or just a little tapas something a little bit later. So we're checking in right about then. Whew. That is jungle juice. Outrageous bit of kit. Cheers now. The king has endured the beers, las cervezas, 1, 2, 3, 4, tasting, platters, flights. The beers have been flowing, the tap rooms have been flowing, and we're now in Cordial, not to be confused with Cordial, which is an elite bit of kit, a lovely bit of hydration, lovely little setting in here. You can either be in the restaurant, you can either be in the bar/cafe area, or they brought us down to the cellar, and then when we said, oh, can we sit here? The guy was a bit like, yeah, you can, but I'm not sure if you actually do sit here. Lovely setting, lovely lighting. You've got the music from upstairs, lovely little ambience. Obviously, it's nice because it's just us two. If there's a few people in here, maybe not as much. We're on the Milkron, £24 for a bottle. All the bottles you can see in here, you've got Argentina, you've got Italy, you've got Spain. There are only a few Peruvian ones, the only one to make Pisco, which obviously after what Em's just endured, I don't think she'll be on another one of those.
I cannot tell you how unsatisfied I was with that drink. It was the strongest drink. It was literally... nobody likes doing a tequila shot at the end of the day, do they? And I basically had a pint of tequila.
Spot the southerner, spot the northerner, El Minerales. But this, you know what I mean? We had a few different places on the list. We weren't sure what order, different things open at different times. And obviously we had to go back-to-back beers. I thought I was going to ease them into it with a nice little wine bar, but we had to go to the beer places because they were the ones that were open. Lovely lighting, lovely setting, lovely staff talking us through the wines. As I say, £24 for a bottle. We're going to give it another little taste test. We're on the Milkron. It is an Argentinian pale dry rosé. So we're going to spin it round and we're going to look intensely at the glass now, pretending we know what we look at.
We do know what we're looking at.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
It's from Chile. We're trying to look at the alcohol within the glass. So there's little droplets, depending on how quickly or how slowly they drop, depends on how much alcohol is in there. And as you can see, they are dropping very slowly, which means it is very dense.
Can you give me
very alcoholic?
Can you give me a little taste test? And based on what you just said there, give me how does it compare to the strength of alcohol in your last cocktail, the Chilanto?
One word, just enjoyable. It's just, enjoyable. It's fruity, it's dry, and it's pale.
Yeah, for me, good value, lovely setting, good company, both ways, hopefully. And yeah, lovely bit of kit. I was saying to Em, I'm always on the beers, but I am partial to a little wine, especially when it's dry, especially when it's crisp. It's not too hot outside, nice little 20 degrees, not too cold, but this... straight on the taste buds. Straight 10 out of 10?
Definitely.
How does it compare to the beers?
No, what? Dry, pale, rosé all day.
Night and day. So if you're looking for a little vino, this is the spot for you. Silly setup, silly vibes. Cheers now. Cheers to the king. Boom. Live and kicking, the final stop, the final frontier of the day. Canter banner. We've walked past this place 4 times and it's absolutely Sergio Ramos. Gaz, what do you mean by that? I mean, it's absolutely rammed. The queue's been like 20, 30, 40 people. We've waited out. We've been to the wine bar, we've been for a beer, and now we're back. No queue. After about 7 o'clock when the sun's gone down. Em, get a little closer. We're going to go on Em's first. She's gone for, I'm going to give her a little taste test. She doesn't even know it yet. A little risotto and a little bit of parmesan and some of the old prawns. It smells absolutely banging to there. You know when rice, it's just about a minute before cooked. It just has a little bit of texture, a little bit of taste, a little bit of, absolutely naughtiness. Top drawer, the first of many. Pisco sour, filled with absolute animosity. Taste test for the boys. Wow, it's got a kick like a Japanese mule. Can you get mules in Japan? I'm not sure. Fresh, fruity, For me, I imagine the perfect pairing with like a really, really fresh ceviche, something like with a little bit of fish in. Get a little close up on this. So I went for the sirloin fillet Milanese, which I thought would be the sirloin like this, which I've actually got, and the rice. But as a little double, as a little combo, we have got the prawns, we have got a few. Actually, look at get a little close up again. Look at the amount of squid and prawns we've got in here. We're gonna have to get a little cut of this. Again, I always say I should cut this before I do these little segments, but you know, we live, we learn, we never learn. Right, let's see what the meat's saying first. Insane flavours. Get a little close up on this. The flavours are unbelievable. I've had a lot of sirloin steaks. I think the steak, unless it's fillet, it has a little bit of chew to it. This, very, very meaty, very, very tasty. Unbelievable flavours rocking through there. We're going to give the old prawn and the old squid with a little bit of the rice and a little bit of sauce, a little taste test. For me, it's so flavoursome. The pisco sour, I think it's one of them. It's a ridiculous cocktail. I'm not sure how many you'd have. It's like a mojito on steroids. The king will probably like it. Final little taste test. It looks bloody good. The sauce, the rice, all of it brought together, really, really rich flavours. For me, the sauce is 10, the meat is at 8 or 9, the prawns 8, 9, pisco sour. We'll have a few, we'll fire them up, but always going to be on the cervezas. Overall, unbelievable little day. I want to say the highlight is going to have to be the cake and coffee IPA, the stout for the king. I know I've already asked it. I don't even need to ask her again. It's of course the wine bar, getting those fresh, delicious super dries in the mixer. But yeah, the food's been banging. Nothing to complain about, which is probably the first on this channel if you've seen a few of these where, you know, we always put the good, the bad, the ugly, and for me, all the food today has been an absolute really, really good level. So if you enjoy what you see, we're moving on to Ecuador next. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you then. And remember, the chef, he's not cooking today. He's smashing the banging food. Cheers now.